These are SWIT's new lineup of DV batteries. There's one for Sony BPU cameras like the FX6, FX9, FS5 or FS7. There's a Canon BPA version for the C70, C300 Mark III, C500 Mark II or XF605. There's a Panasonic one for the EVA 1 or the CX350, and a Sony NPF version. They are of course regular third-party battery solutions. They power the camera directly, they show remaining time in the camera display, as well as having some LED lights on them to quickly check your charge on the actual battery. Plus they have a DTAP port, which is something that most of the official manufacturer batteries don't actually have, and is one of the main reasons to buy third-party batteries, apart from cost of course. But what makes these new batteries really interesting for me is the USB-C port on them. Now this is both an input and an output, so you can use it to power USB-C accessories, charge your phone or your tablet or even your laptop. But I think the bit that is really useful is that it also charges the battery itself as an input, which frees you from having to use the bulky and expensive battery chargers that these kinds of batteries normally need. Great for when you're traveling or you need to charge lots at the same time, of course, because USB-C cables are much easier to get a hold of. Most of these can charge with the original branded battery chargers as well as the SWIT ones, and that USB-C port of course. The exception to this is the Sony BPU style one, which won't charge on the Sony official chargers. Now that's inconvenient of course, but it's actually a safety feature. You may remember a few years back Sony were having some problems with third-party batteries actually harming the cameras themselves. Well, SWIT were one of the brands that decided to completely redesign their batteries to be safe in order to avoid that, and they took out this pin. Now this stops any chance of damage to your camera, but it does stop it working with the Sony charger, so you'll have to use USB-C or a SWIT branded charger for the BPU style batteries. The Sony and Canon versions of these batteries have slightly higher capacities and specs across the board really than the NPF and Panasonic versions. And of course they're slightly larger and more expensive as a result. But they are still significantly cheaper than the original Canon and Sony batteries, plus of course they have those DTAP and USB-C ports. So overall, these are easily some of the most feature-rich and cost-effective third-party battery solutions for any of these cameras that we've really seen yet. So if you want to buy any of these for yourself, head over to proav.co.uk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.